Hello to my Aries. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it, Aries. Let's go. You are ruled first house. First house is all about self and personality, right? It's about first impression, sense of identity, the physical body, and also appearance, right? What something looks like. First impressions can be lasting impressions, right? So somebody is ready to release something off of your back, something that's been emotionally causing possibly back problems, joint problems, knee problems, skin and hair issues, something that has been causing you to lose hair for real, like stressing you out. So we're coming up on this full blood moon in Pisces, it's especially intense for Aries because it brings deeply emotional, spiritual, and subconscious themes to the surface. Areas where fiery Aries usually prefers action over reflection. And so here's how it may affect you. It may affect your subconscious and your emotional healing. That's, through your intuition, your dreams, and hidden emotions. And so for you, Aries, a sign that thrives on independence and forward momentum, this blood moon can stir feelings you've buried or avoided. It may feel like an emotional purge, a purge of old wounds, limiting beliefs, or unspoken fears rising up so you can release them. It also affects you in areas of rest, retreat, and renewal. So unlike your usual drive to push forward, this lunation actually highlights the need for stillness. You may feel more drained or contemplative than usual, as an eclipse in Pisces often calls Aries to really slow down, rest, and reset spiritually. Think of it as like a cosmic reminder that healing is also progress, right? So somebody is not going to be as impulsive, like, okay, I got to get up, I got to do something. I'm so used to doing something. It's just, somebody going to now just feel like, okay, I need to rest. Like somebody's going to be almost feeling like, I'm almost burned out. My mind is all over the place. I'm just burned out. I need to rest. So you may feel like you're extremely tired, right? Because that's really your body basically telling you carrying too many emotions on your back. The moon is currently in Capricorn. Like I said, it can affect your backbone, your joints, your knees, your skin, your hair. Again, your first house. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your first house, because that's what you're going to be thinking about. That's what you're going to be thinking about, like what nurtures your spirit, like what really nurtures your spirit. Remember, you're ruled by a fighting planet, like you're ruled by the war planet. That's Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. That's a tower card. So first thing, you could be fighting mad, like, okay, I want to bring a tower down on something, like, right? But so it's like, calm down, go take a nap, right? Your intuition may be heightened. So Aries tend to rely on instincts in a fiery, impulsive way, but Pisces sharpens subtle intuition. We're not talking about a person that's a Pisces. We're talking about your 12th house. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 12th house. You can go to my website and pull your birth chart for free. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 12th house. But you want to pay attention to your dreams, your synchronicities, and gut feelings during this time. They may reveal truths that you've been overlooking, especially about relationships or career direction. And we're talking about of self, not other people. We're talking about of yourself. And also, this blood moon is going to help you to let go in relationships. A blood moon / lunar, we have a full lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipses are about letting go, like fully letting go. It's going to signal endings and breakthroughs. So for Aries, this can mean closure around unhealthy attachments, patterns of escapism, or relationships where energy feels one-sided. Compassion and forgiveness towards yourself and others are key themes here. So let's get it. All right. Eagles fly above crows. Somebody is starting to learn now why people close out cycles and they start flying higher. They move on. Some people move on. They don't carry all that emotion on their back, right? So I'm channeling messages, right? And so for people who'd like to put comments under my video, I'm praying for you. I'm not talking about myself. I'm channeling messages, right? I'm channeling messages, right? So if I pick up on an emotion and I'm trying to help you to fly higher, it's not you encouraging somebody to be cold-hearted about something or go, fight mode. I'm about to bring a whole tower down somebody. No, you're operating in the spirit of love. Somebody is learning how to release. When you realize that something is no longer worth carrying something, and we're not talking about impulsive. You've prayed about it. You've cried about it. You prayed and cried about something. If that job you keep going to, y'all see what people are talking about on social media? People are, you talking about, you got HR representatives that who used to work for companies are online telling people, like, if you've been on that job and you got to keep driving around that parking like 20 times and you hate Mondays, it may be time for somebody to start saying, okay, maybe I need to look in the mirror. Maybe it's time to do some mirror work, for real. Maybe I need to do mirror work. I'm not running away from anything, but maybe I need to, for real, close out some cycles. I didn't prayed about something. I didn't cried about it. You know, if I gotta go to work and I gotta keep talking to certain people and people talking down to me or belittling me or, treating me like I'm not smart, maybe I need to move on, for real. I've already moved on in spirit. I've already checked out, right? I'm around people who I'm like, feel like the weight of the world on my shoulders. I need to move on. I need to find out what is the purpose of me even hanging around here? So something is generational. But what somebody has been doing is distracting themselves. Somebody's been distracting themselves because you've been in a house with somebody who felt like since your teenage years, it's their way or the highway. When somebody is now saying spiritually they checked out a long time ago. There it is. Yeah, that's why that's how you're going to be successful. Somebody knows when something isn't working out. You know, that's why I'm telling y'all, I'm talking about somebody has either you have new love coming across your path, a new job. You got two big pieces of news coming across your path. Somebody is no longer motivated by these teenage competitions, like who's better than whom. Like you're not even interested in talking to certain people who feel like they gotta, I'm smarter than they are, I look better than they do. Somebody has moved so far beyond that craziness, it just don't even make any sense. You gotta make somebody do such and such. Somebody is so far beyond that. For real, somebody is like, what? I got other stuff I'm trying to do. What you talking about? I'm trying to get some rest. Yeah, that's a generational cycle chain and curse that you breaking. Something has just been a complete nightmare. A complete nightmare. When you are a high vibrating Aries, you want other people to fly high, for real. Like, because you're like, okay, I get things done. I know how it feels when people trying to weigh you down and trying to pull you in different directions, pull you in all four different directions. You ready to take off like an eagle, right? So to sit back and watch somebody being talked down to and treated like a dog. I can't even say a dog, treated worse than that, and they weighed down, right? And you just see that they're overwhelmed. You start seeing a person drinking. You start seeing that they, starting to smoke. Whatever people are doing. I don't know what people are doing, but somebody's starting to see that they have a different kind of an outlet. Right? They're masking something. Yeah, but they feel worthless. Somebody is now snapping out of something. Somebody's like, you know what? It is time at this point when you know something is over, it is over. It's time to close out a cycle and move on. It's time to close out a cycle and move on. Stop fighting for something. Just move on. Somebody is starting to see because 7 and 7. Eight of Swords and Knight of Swords. Because somebody was talking to you about, okay, this person they don't know who they are when they look behind. Because this is what you have in common. Somebody was saying about you and somebody else. They don't know who they are when they look in the mirror. They running from something and all of this other stuff. But this is, and I always compliment Aries about this. High vibrating, well, just Aries in general, whether you high vibrating or low vibrating, because everything is, you're a human being, so willful, some kind of willful action. Just Aries in general inspire people to take action, right? So somebody saying about you and somebody else don't know who they are when they look in the mirror. You think you this, you think you that, and so on and so forth. That right there, at that moment, is when you're telling a person, hold on, you can't talk to me like that. I don't talk to you like that. You're not talking to me like that, right? just here in this year 9, you're putting a closure to something you're saying, okay, you know what? And we're talking about somebody saying something to you, to your face. Like somebody says something to your face, like basically, oh, you run away from you're running away from problems just like so and so. Like somebody's trying to connect to that. You run away from so and so and such and such. You're like, no, hold on. You move on. You just moving on. You got stuff to do. Somebody got a new and exuberant love coming across their path. They're like, what, child? Somebody else had moved on. You already moved on with your life, and somebody's standing there wanting to fight. Like, in other words, trying to project themselves onto you, and you out here spinning around in the sun, just like somebody else out there spinning around in the sun. And people are still talking about, oh, we got this person in common, and they talking about you behind your back. You like, what? They can be talking about anybody. Somebody's saying the same thing about you. So you got some good news coming across your path. It really is basically what people are motivated by. It really is. Somebody saw you either outside on a motorcycle or jogging or something, getting some fresh air, probably exercising. Like Aries, y'all like to try to keep yourselves up. Y'all ain't coming out the house. I mean, I don't think I know any Aries that come out the house ever looking like a mess. I'm trying to think of any Aries I have ever met or just know who has ever, come out the house looking like a mess. Y'all just not really that sign. Y'all just not. So, because y'all always got an extra little pizzazz to y'all. I mean, just, So when somebody else is, whether people think you're high or low vibrational, people always think that they're high vibrational, but Source is saying to you, you are inspiring people in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So when people are trying to inspire you to do, like negative, low vibrational things and whatever people are trying to do, Source is saying, hey, look, y'all may not, that's where y'all parting ways in the sand. You're like, listen, I'm out here getting some sun. That's when you're starting to tell people. That's when you're going to start. As soon as you start telling people they like getting outside in the sun, so do I. That's when they're going to move on. When you start telling people the very energies that they feel, oh, we need to go talk to them. We need to say such and such because they talking about us behind our back and all this stuff. No, they actually like going outside and get some sun, just like I like going outside and get some sun. When you start talking about what you got in common with somebody, that's when they're going to move on. Because somebody has a very divisive spirit. That's when you're going to start noticing some in your friend, all of your relationships. As soon as you start speaking highly of somebody, that's why some cross watchers, when I start speaking highly of Aries, and you got some people who have not resolved some issues with an Aries ex-friend, ex-love interest, a colleague or whatever, you're going to have to just learn how to pray for people, because Source is saying to you, if somebody is judging you, Aries, by 1-2 Aries in their life, they can't stand all Aries. Like, how in the world 1, 2, 3, 4, we got 4 Aries here, is the whole committee, the head of the Aries committee. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, how in the world when everybody inspires people in different ways. So Source is saying, yeah, people just know when to move on. That's when you know yourself well enough to say, hey, I don't have to respond hate. I don't have to return hate with hate. I just know when to just close out cycles. I don't have to spread negative comments about people. I don't have to be shady, nothing. I can just move on. So you're making, with this right here, you're making room. You're making room for something, some good news to come across your path. Yeah, so somebody is caught in some kind of a loop. So if it's you, look, y'all, I'm trying to shine a light on some stuff so y'all can start, your money can start growing. And it's not just about money, but a seed has been planted real deep behind closed doors with somebody for a long time that, you got to be in a fight. They said this to me and I got to say that back to them. Why? Okay, y'all not on the same frequency. Go outside and get some sun. There's certain things that y'all gonna have in common, certain other things y'all don't have in common. The end. You're gonna make a list of pros and cons and make a decision from there. That's what I'm saying. Somebody's moving on. Yeah. You getting some rest. You know what I'm saying? Get some sun. Yeah. You got multiple streams of income that you're thinking about. You're not worried about somebody who's trying to link you to something, somebody saying you linked to doing something, some unhealthy, something around unhealthy emotions, linking somebody to sex and linking somebody to money. That's what this is, the number 8 right here, something unhealthy and wounded. Somebody trying to link you to something, you're like, I don't want to have nothing to do with such and such. Somebody saying they got you to do the dirty work, you're like, you listen, you're moving on. Source will expose whatever source needs to expose, and that's the end of that. But somebody told in Aries a long time ago, don't let their 2 kids go hang out at somebody's house, their neighbor's house. They told them when they was teenagers, don't let your kids go over there and hang out at these people's house. Because this number 8 right here, this number 8 right here is the key, right? So somebody must have lived in a house where the houses were connected, right? Now some people live in houses where people's houses are connected, and people saw some dirty work or something going on. People clapping and cheering, like it could have been some kind of religious activities that's going on, and people coming in and out of people's houses, and they coming outside one way and going in the house another one. So somebody saw something. Somebody saw something around money, and it kind of sort of changed people's minds about, oh, okay, you never know what goes on behind closed doors. And so, but now somebody is starting to see something else, that people will get other people to do other people's dirty work. While they're asleep. They'll do all kinds of stuff behind people's backs while they're asleep. Somebody is starting to see that when they're like, not, they could, when I say asleep, meaning like they're not aware. Like people will put mirrors and stuff around. They had cameras and stuff around. And, because they want somebody to, like I said, humiliate somebody. They want to legally humiliate somebody in court, take somebody to court. Did you know this person was sleeping around, and this is how they make their money? They got multiple streams of income, but this is one way they do it. Trying to link somebody to something because they got somebody else to do the dirty work. So somebody is basically like, now you're starting to see something. Something is starting to come to light. How you could be linked to something, how other people could be linked to something having to do with money. But that's why somebody's like, you know what, you're just in prayer mode. That's what some people are. Motivated by. 2 people were linked up with 4 people who try to link 2 other people to something that was unhealthy and wounded. Made somebody cry. Could have made 2 people cry about a situation, right? But it's going to all come back to this place right here. Here we have message from your ancestor. So light has been shining on something, root chakra cleanse. So somebody had the foresight. Somebody had the foresight to go talk to. This is the part. Some people had the foresight to go talk to some energies. That's what the 8 of Swords is, connects us to Gemini. We're not talking about necessarily a Gemini, but Gemini rules 3rd house. That's a house of communication. Somebody had the foresight to go talk to someone who could get on something quickly. Somebody got on it fast. Somebody got on something fast, got moving fast. Because somebody was like, oh, no, these energies are bullies. They know when people are familiar. Let me give somebody an example of something what I'm talking about here. Let's say you're new to a geographical area. Okay, let's say whoever you are, you're new to a geographical area, and your family could be sending you off with curses, right? You're new to marriage, or you're new to a family or whatever, and you don't really know, in a setting like what people are all about. Here we have, it's time to start dating again, because a lot of y'all are getting ready to start dating again, and it's going to help somebody. Y'all already know what goes on behind closed doors, right? So people could be filming stuff. You could have cameras up everywhere, whatever the case may be. So somebody is trying to attach you to some stuff for them to grow their money, right? y'all hearing stuff like Airbnbs where people have like cameras and stuff in the shower head, or like, now people are getting more technologically advanced with cameras in the mirrors and all of this other stuff. And so some of your love interests that you're dating, they won't even tell you because they don't even know. Some of the places where you move to, some of the apartments and stuff that you move to, cameras everywhere. You think somebody replacing a mirror or something like that, and next thing you know, you're like, okay, I don't remember authorizing this. I don't remember going here. Don't remember going there. So, and that's true that you don't remember. You don't remember. You don't remember this, and you don't remember a whole lot of stuff. So a whole lot of stuff you may not remember, but a lot of stuff is linking you to doing some kind of stuff. Right? That's why your mind is starting to, you really starting to reflect and think, okay, like I was here, I was there. I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about, somebody could have been, but somebody had already gone ahead and talked to some people about some energies and what they were doing. So it's time to start dating again. Somebody's a succubus spirit. It's time to release the burden. Time to release the burden. So put yourselves first, let go, and let God. Don't return their call. Don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. Treat yourselves to a spa day. Open your vault door. I told y'all about the guy on Easter. So if you're new to my channel, that's the beauty of sharing stories, because people would always try to, make it seem like, that didn't happen. This person is being paranoid. Okay, better safe than sorry. But I was sharing with you all, like on Easter, I was standing near a river. Like a lot of places have rivers, water. It's like a really peaceful and calming place for people to go. But like a lot of families were kind of out. And so this guy just starts talking to me, this older guy just starts talking to me about, like, I don't even know what he was talking about. He starts telling me about some kind of park, and, you should follow me to a certain park. I'm looking at him like, sure, I don't know you. I didn't say that to him, but that's what I was thinking to myself. Sure, I don't know you. But wealth is within your reach. Toss something into a burning bowl. Confusion, somebody met their match. You have the gift of clairvoyance. Yeah, so somebody was trying to get you involved in something, but you won't be looking back. Yeah, so the guy was like, where are you parked? I was like, I'm parked right there. Got right in my car, went right on home. Like, so wherever they went to wherever they was going. But I'm like, It had me ending up on the news on the back of a milk carton. So Source is saying to you, you're learning how to, because some people out here, they just doing the most, trying to tie people to stuff, right? Just trying to tie people to stuff, trying to get people to do their dirty work. And so you're starting to remember conversations. That's the beauty of slowing down. So this moon in Pisces is going to, we're not talking about a Pisces, but the moon in Pisces is going to really, really help you to say, okay, I need to slow down. I really need to slow down and recognize that when, so destiny, it's a lot of destiny swapping going on out here. People would love to switch lives with you all, Aries. I'm trying to tell y'all, I compliment your zodiac sign so much, and I'm not saying this to placate anybody. I'm just trying to tell y'all, a lot of people want that same energy. They want that energy to be able to do several things at one time. They want to be, okay, you're going to school, they're doing this and that, but that's not for you to be competitive. That is really for you to continue inspiring people to vibrate high, to learn how to put a schedule together. Y'all are cardinal sign. You Capricorn, Libra, and Cancers are cardinal signs. So y'all initiate change. A high vibrating Aries will help people to just put it, okay, listen, get to bed at a certain time. This is how I do it. I'm able to do this much and I have this much energy because I'm able to do so and so. It's time to close out cycles. I can close out cycles in love and just move on, right? That's what y'all are learning. Y'all are helping people to kind of see. But somebody really wants you all to, they talking about us behind our back and all this other stuff. You're like, that could be anybody. What in the world? That's because somebody else is carrying something on their back that they don't want to release, right? Yeah. they think we want their lives. Listen, a high vibrating Aries is like, try and move on. What in the world are you talking about? I'm trying to get some sleep. 994. So you're honoring your goals. You're examining your current opportunities. So it's time to redirect to make some decisions that honor your goals rather than your short-term gratification. The current opportunities presented to you need careful examination. Consider at this moment how your current daily activities feed into your long-term visions. Ask yourselves now if they will help you or hold you back from your ultimate dreams and goals. They're saying we trying to copy off of them. They talking about destiny swapping. How many videos on YouTube about destiny swapping? Okay, so here's some tips for you all during this full moon that's coming up, Aries. You're going to allow space for solitude, meditation, and dream work. You're going to journal or create art to process your emotions. You're also going to release old baggage. This is a powerful moon for endings, right? Because it's a blood moon. You're cutting ties. You're just like, okay, if people don't want to do the energy work and get structured and authoritative, then I'm gonna have to cut ties. If people are of a certain age and they are choosing to throw a tantrum because somebody wants to move on or end something, I'm gonna have to cut you off because I'm not being linked to some craziness. Okay, the last one is trust intuition over logic when making important decisions. And that's it, y'all. That's it, and that's all. You about to fly higher. So there it is. That's what I have for you, Aries. Make it a great day. Don't forget to get out and get some sun, because like I said, I saw there's somebody spinning around in the sun. I'm telling y'all, it's beautiful outside. I mean, wherever y'all are, even if it's raining, sit in the window like a house plant. Soak up the sun for real. But yeah, this right here, this color orange right here, speaks to the sacral chakra, about variety. So somebody is switching things up creatively in their lives. This is where you're like, okay, creatively you're pouring into yourselves, Aries. You're actually helping people to balance things out by just how you inspire people. Like, okay, somebody can't copy you. Often imitated but never duplicated. Nobody can copy you, and somebody just don't want to have to deal with something. Like, so I don't know what, child, but anyway, you about to fly high. So that's the frequency you on. That's what I have for you. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.